Yes, 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 yes. This is Double Tech. You're welcome to my channel. Um, I'm a data analyst, and this channel is majorly for data science and data analysis. So we are going to be working on different sets of data, performing different operations on different data sets using queries, and we are going to be making use of some of the programs that we use in data science and data analysis. We are going to be using SQL Server. We'll be using Microsoft Excel. We'll be using Power BI. We'll be using Tableau, Visual Studio, and Python in this particular channel. So please kindly subscribe to this channel if you are yet to subscribe, so that whenever I post, you get notified. Yeah, so what are we here to do today? This is my first tutorial video on this channel. So I want you to pay attention. I want you to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, please. It's very important to help this channel to grow better and for me to be encouraged to drop more tutorial videos. If you want me to run any particular query or functions or perform some operations, you can actually drop it in the comment section. I will check and I will work on that. And so today we'll be working on our SQL Server. So this is SQL Server. This is an interface for SQL Server. So the first thing you need to do when you get to your dashboard on SQL Server, then you create your new query. You just click on new query. When you click on new query, you have a white screen where you write your script and code. So that's the first thing that you need to do. Don't forget, there's another thing that is important. At this left hand corner side where you have this master box, you have to make sure that it is being selected for the database that you have created. As a data scientist, data analyst, the first thing you need to know is how to create your database and how to bring your data set from import it to your SQL Server from any kind of file that you have, be it a CSV file or Excel file. You must know how to bring it. So we are going to be discussing a lot of things on this particular channel. So it is important that you subscribe to the channel. So every other thing will be discussed later on, but today we'll be talking about we'll be running our simple query on a particular data that we have here. So now this is the data. The data that I have here is staging. The database is staging. The database that I have here is staging. So don't forget, you are going to have the masters as the default name of your database. So you have to change it after you might have actually brought in your data into your SQL Server. So you must have created your database. So you need to change it to that particular database name. So you after doing that, then make sure you select the name of the database will be highlighted. So from this particular box, just select it. You have it here. Then if you look at this particular database here, you have the plus sign. If you try to expand it, you come straight to this sign that look like a bucket. You see staging. That is the name of the database. And you can actually change the name of the database. You can rename it to any name that you want. If I don't want to use staging, I can change it to any name that I want. You still rename here. So you can click on the rename and change it to any other name that you want if you are not comfortable with that name that you have there. So that's it. So, and if you also expand this staging, what do you have there? Let's expand it. We have a particular database diagram. So we are still going to be talking about the database diagram, but the first thing I want to talk about is the tables. So if you select on the table, you expand the tables also, you are going to get the tables that you have in this particular database. You are going to see it by expanding the table. So these are the tables that I have in the database. I have the table for address, for category. You can see the schema, dbo.address. They call it schema. The category, the city, the country, customer shipment, employee products, product category, purchase trans, ref code, special offer, supplier. So these are the tables that I have in this particular database. So, and the name of this table is being named as purchase trans. Purchase trans. purchase trans is the name. So I can close it back. So once I know the name of the table for this data set, I just can use my select function to actually open select star from purchase trans, which is the name of the table for the database. So I'm going to tell us, you can see stable staging.dbu.purchase trans. I'm going to tell us why we have this particular information here. So this is called the IntelliSense. This is the work of the IntelliSense. So I'm going to take a moment by taking us through the process of how to do that. It helps you whenever you are typing, because most of the time, if you miss your spelling in SQL Server, you're not going to get the desired results, and you wonder what is happening. Just a letter can actually give you a wrong query response. So what you need to do is come to this tool, click on the tools, then after clicking on the tools, come to option here. When you come to option, then come to this particular box that you have here, text editor. Come to this text editor, click on text editor. When you click on text editor, click on Transact SQL. When you click on Transact SQL, then click on IntelliSense. Here, click on IntelliSense. Make sure that this is enabled. Make sure you mark the enable IntelliSense. What does this do for you? It helps you to get the actual name that you have in mind in typing. It's just like when you want to type something using a dictionary, maybe using your Microsoft Word, any of the Word documents program. When you're typing, they can actually guess what you have. This one will actually give you the name of that word that you're looking for, as long as it is in the database already. So that's what it's going to help you with. So that at times you might not need to actually type the full name of that part, the full word that you need. So, and if there's a mistake, you can easily get to know by using this IntelliSense. So it guides you a lot and helps you to avoid spelling errors and for you to get the actual word that is in the database. So when it is selected, make sure you enable it and click OK here. Then another thing I want you to know is that you can also make sure that this your number 9 is marked. Make sure that this number 9 is marked. Why is this important? You can see that at the back of this, my select star from purchase trans, I have mark 1. That is the first line of this query page. So if I go to the next one, it's going to number it as 2, 3, 4 as I go on, like that. So in case you have any error in your query, this helps you to be able to identify where the error. So the SQL Server will tell you exactly where your error is coming from the information that you have in your server. It's going to tell you that, oh, go to line so this is where the problem is coming from. So that is what the line numbers will do for you. So by the time we start working, you start to see the work of all these things that I just mentioned. So click OK when you are all right, okay with that, and you can now start working on your data. So like I said, the name of the tables is called purchase trans. So if I select on this, I can press F5, I click on execute. It's going to take me to the data, to the tables that I have in this particular data. You can see what I have here. So by the time, let's open the schema and you see what we have here. You can see the tables that we have here. Okay, so we have what are the tables that we have? Employee table, we have country, we have city, we have a lot of information. So if I go to the next one, I can select more than one table for me to see what is there. Select, I can use let's say I want to use employee. I want to check what is an employee table. Separate by comma. We separate our word in SQL with a comma. So I can use state province. I can click state province. Can you see what IntelliSense is doing for me? It's trying to help me to write out the full spelling of what I have. State province. Can you see? Like I said, it's not necessary or compulsory that you write your statement in capital letter all through. So employee. Can you see that before finishing writing or typing the employee, the server has already given me this is what I want to type. So it helps you to avoid typing errors or making mistakes. So I can also pick another table city. If I pick table city from here, then I can now say from purchase trans. So this is how to use your select statement in SQL, purchase trans. So if I run this query, let's see what I have. So can you see? So I have actually selected this particular column now that I have the employee, the state province, and the city. These are the information. And look at what I have. How many rows do I have? If you look at the bottom right corner of your screen, you see that we have 26,256 rows in this particular table. So this is how I can write as long as the table name is actually the column name is actually in the table, I'm going to get the information. But if it's not there, nothing will be displayed. So this is how to use your select statement and to check the whole of the information in the table. So don't forget, like I said again, if this place is not selected with the database that you're using, you're not going to get any. So if it's on master, it's not going to work until you select that particular table that you're working with. That is when it's going to work. So like I said again, another way is if this place is, if you have this particular this box here on masters, if it's placed on masters, you can still use a query to tell the server, the SQL server, that you want to take a reference of, we're referencing the particular data, use database staging. Use database staging. Use staging instead of use staging. So what I'm trying to say is, even if this is a master mode, which is the default setting of a SQL server, you can have as many data sets, a database that you want. You can create as many databases as you want, but you must select the one that you want to work with, the one that you want to perform. So if I use that use staging and this place is on master, it will still run it for me because I've already informed the SQL server that I want the server to take to reference staging database for me. So when I run this also, I'm going to get my query rather than also selecting the database here. Can you see? I still have the same information. But it's very important to avoid using staging use staging every time. Just make sure that your database is selected and you have your staging there. So that's one of the things I will actually employ us to do. So you can see what we have here. So, and you can run as many queries as possible using, so this is how to use a select statement in getting out few tables or columns from your data set. So this is exactly, so another thing I would like us to know is that it's very important. So let's say I have a wrong query and I say select from postal code. Something is missing here, I'm not going to get the desired result here. But let me say product category. Something is missing here. What is missing is you can see that this from is highlighted in red. Once you see something like this, it means there is a problem with the statement. There's a problem with the statement. So you need to check through the statement that you have and check where the error is coming from. You can see that it is underlined in red. That shows if I run this particular query, it's not going to run for me. It's going to give me an error message. Let's run it. Something is missing. Can you see? Message 116 level 15 stage 195. Can you see the line now? So it's telling me that there's a problem. Where the problem is coming from is in the what? 95. And that is the work of the line number that I selected, that I marked when I was talking about the tools. You're making use of your tools in the dashboard. Go to the tools and options where I told you that you have to select it, enable it from your number line. So this is the work of the line number, and this is what how it's going to help you. Now something is missing, so immediately I have this. If I have this information, um, it said incorrect syntax near the word from. So before this from, if I go to this place, I can easily remember that something's supposed to be here. So that I can say, oh, it is star asterisk that I'm supposed to have it. Don't forget, you press your shift and asterisk before you have that particular information. So you can see that immediately I put the right word, where it's supposed to be, and I make edit. The red line disappeared. So when you select on this and you run this query, you will get the results. So this is the table itself. The product category is a table, and I have the column product category ID, and the product ID. Why this is my primary key here. So these are the columns that I have in this particular table. So this is what I just want to give us today as the introduction to this particular class that we have. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. The next class I'm going to be giving more detailed work on this particular database staging, how to run different query, how to use aggregate functions, different syntax that you can use to perform different operations, and how to use your where clause statement with your select statement, how to use it together, how to drill down your data set using your where clause, your group by function, your order by function. We'll be talking about a lot of information. So I'm just using this video to introduce us to this particular channel so that we can subscribe and know that when you subscribe, you have a quality information that you're going to be getting from this channel. So thank you very, very much. I really appreciate you for being on this channel. My name is Dabatek. Thank you so much. You're really welcome. Till I see you again, have a peaceful day.